Polyamory is becoming a topic of conversation.
They want you more when you're in a relationship.
Do women really want monogamy?
Publicly, most women say they want monogamy.
Yeah, that's the Disney fairy tale. A lot of people are okay with non-monogamous relationships, but they are afraid to say it.
The judgment that comes along with it.
What's up? It's your boy, A to the L to the A to the N. I'm Alan.
And my name is Nicole.
And welcome to the House of Love podcast.
House of Love is a relationship podcast where real talk meets real solutions. Each episode, we tackle the honest conversations from love, intimacy, marriage, and more.
So whether you're single, dating, in a relationship, or somewhere in between, House of Love offers wisdom, laughter, and some candid conversations about the everyday topics hot off the press. Because in the end, love wins. So for today's topic, this is a hot and juicy topic. I'm interested because we've been talking about this off script and we see it on social media as well. The question of the hour: do women really want monogamy? Right? And I think we see it with Neo's situation. We see it with Nick Cannon and his baby mama situation. We see it recently with, the whole Cardi B and Offset fiasco, right? So the question then becomes, do women really want monogamy or they just say they do?
Yeah, let's get into it. This is so good because we're going to get into why it's good.
Absolutely. This isn't just about relationships. This is about kind of the cultural norms and what people see as a fit for their lives. It's about the biology, the social conditioning, the cultural differences, the excitement, the fun, if you will, that people are around the country are talking about this particular topic. So whether you're single, coupled up, or, in a situationship, grab a drink because this is going to be an interesting, juicy topic right here. Do women really want monogamy?
So if you ask a woman, most women on average will tell you,
hell no!
Hell no!
That's what they'll tell you. They'll tell you, hell no.
No, they're going to tell you publicly, yes, I want monogamy. It's just me and him.
But privately, they're going to say, Mr. Uber Eats, Mr. Utility Bill, Mr. Car Note, Mr. Rent or Mortgage Payment. That ain't monogamy.
Well, I will say too, they will tell. So publicly, most women say they want monogamy, right? That's clear. If you think about the cultural narrative, you're taught from a young age that that's what it is.
Yeah, that's the Disney fairy tale.
One man, one woman.
Yeah.
And you're also taught from a young age that if somebody steps out on the relationship, that's wrong. That's not right. That's deceitful. That's not loyal. That's disrespectful. So you get the cultural narrative of what we've been taught and what society has told us the norm is when it comes to monogamy. So publicly, we're going to say, yes, I need monogamy.
But the reality is there are several women that are okay with a non-monogamous relationship, right? Yeah. We see it all the time in our culture. And even in different cultures.
Whether it's agreed upon initially or not.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, people that have the funds to fund that type of lifestyle, I ain't got the funds. Ladies, don't ask me.
He got it. He got to go ask him. Slide in his DM. He got the money.
It's going to be for some shmoney.
The reality is a lot of people are okay with non-monogamous relationships, but they are afraid to say it because of the public shame or embarrassment that they perceive it comes with, right? Sometimes it comes with those negative connotations, right? And I think as the sister code or the woman's playbook is that sign language, right? It's the shame, the insults, the guilt, or the need for validation, right? Sign, S-I-G, and the need for validation for their decision-making skills. But the reality is you have to live your life for you, but be honest about it up front, right? Maybe 20 to 35 you want monogamy, and maybe 35 when you figure out that it's more competition or the dating pool is not as clean as you would like it to be, right? Then maybe you start to make a compromise, right? And then as you get later on in life, you just want somebody that's going to help you get through life, because the reality is you're going to need somebody there when you're sick. You're going to need somebody there to help you up when you're down. You're going to need somebody to check on you when something may go awry. So the level of non-monogamous situations that happen, you got a special friend that can help fulfill some of those needs.
And I think like you said, do what's best for you. But why people are scared to admit it publicly is because of the judgment that comes along with it. But I do feel like a lot of older people who've been married 30 years, they haven't been completely monogamous. And if you talk to some older couples who are secure in their relationship, they know what it is, they will tell you that, it hasn't been perfect. You have your ups and downs, but I think it comes down to loyalty and respect and knowing and communication.
Oh, right? I know that's a good one. And it just triggered me. I never forget, I was on a cruise. This was probably 2009, 2010. And there was this older couple. They looked like they'd been together for years, right? But I was just sitting at the bar. I should have been minding my business, but I was minding their business too. So he went over and bought her a drink. He took her to drink. And I was just engaging in conversation, and probably like 5 minutes into the conversation, I made the mistake in this instance and said, "Hey, how long have you been together?" And the guy looked at me. He was an older gentleman. He had to be late 50s, early 60s. The guy said, "Well, who would like to know?" I said, "I'm just asking." He was like, "Oh, who said we together?" And at that moment, I was like, "Wow, who are you on the cruise with?" So I took my drink and I went to my room.
What?
Yeah. And honestly, I think as you get older too, I won't even say that people who've been together for a long time will publicly admit it. Like if you ask them out of transparency, maybe they'll tell you, but it's kind of like what we do behind closed doors is what we do. Right. So they may still not publicly admit it because again, you get judged, there's shame behind it. And again, there's this cultural narrative as to what a relationship should be. And a lot of people get stuck on that and again are ashamed or scared to admit that they are okay with non-monogamy.
Yeah, that's real. I mean, and I think, where polyamory is becoming a topic of conversation, again, you have to be able to identify with that lifestyle, have the emotional, physical, mental capacity to deal with that, right? Because there are some situations where people are cheating in the next room, making plans to meet them somewhere soon, right? Yeah. Talking softly on the telephone, texting on the side, right? I always reference that one meme where my girl's phone went off at 2 a.m. and it was Pizza Hut. Why do you have a text message alert at 2 a.m. for Pizza Hut? Oh. And the girl told them that they want to check. It was a customer service request. They want to check on her order.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy. I have not heard this.
Yes, I saw it, but it's one of those things that's real. So again, I think it's important to be who you are and identify who you are, but be upfront and honest, right? Be a man, be a woman about it with what you want going into the dating market, and ultimately before you commit to somebody. Hey, even open relationships, right? Whatever those boundaries look like. Do what's best for you, but make sure that both of y'all are on the same page, not one doing one thing.
And I think that's the important piece too when it comes to monogamy or not being monogamous is being on the same page as your partner and having that conversation and again, the tough conversations, the honest conversations about what your desires are, what you want, and ultimately making the decision that works best for y'all as a couple.
Yep. And so the next segue, we want to get kind of into the science of it, and I apologize, I'm gonna read some data here, so just bear with me for a second. So it's what science says when it comes to monogamy. Let's bring in some biology. Research into the female sexuality includes studies suggest that women's desire is at least as complex and variable as men's, if not more. We can end the video right there. We already know. It's complex, especially when it comes to women. But I'm going to keep going for the sake of this.
Let's hear it.
The study argues that women are not naturally more monogamous than men. Some might actually struggle more with long-term monogamy because of how the female desire works. Get this.
But wait! There's more!
Add that to the concept of sexual boredom and long-term relationships, which studies show can hit women earlier and harder. So much for the myth about men get bored and women just want to cuddle. At the same time, emotional monogamy the idea of committing to one person can be very appealing to many women, but for some, emotional intimacy is the whole point. So again, there's not a one size fit all type of answer.
Yeah.
Because even with the science behind it, and I can speak from my personal experience, there are some times where I've heard the term referenced to me as bored. You're boring. Yeah. Okay. In what way? Because I'm going to ask a follow-up question, right? And I don't get a straight answer, but I can, use deductive reasoning skills to understand. But in our society now, where women want to be sexually free and sexually liberated, it's not giving them the results later on in life because they have moved the needle from hot girl summers and getting flued out in your 20s, early 30s to expecting that same type of behavior in 40s and 50s.
I understand the complexity of what women want at different ages and how it can change from this day to the next, from this week to the next. Women are complex, and I think that it's more about having that open dialogue about what you want, how your wants change, how your needs change over time, and being able to communicate that and not be scared to. And they say women are some of the biggest cheaters. I've heard that so much because y'all just get caught more.
Right.
And I think women do have their desires, or maybe they be like, oh, I want to try something new, and they do that, but I think it's just important in a relationship to communicate your needs to your partner, because just like y'all have, maybe y'all want another girl, another vibe for a moment. You may not want her for, I'm not saying I'm with it or not, okay? But maybe it's like a social entertaining thing, right? It's not like you want a relationship with that person.
Right.
Communicate with your partner and see if they're on board. Like, I understand being scared to say, hey babe, like I just want a little fun thing for tonight, and being afraid of that woman being like
going off
at you. So I think when you're with the right person and y'all can actually have the right conversations and give a safe space to each other to communicate, then who knows? But just communicate what your wants and needs are and how they change.
Well, you know me, I like to drop facts, so I'm gonna drop another hidden gem right now. Women, studies show, this is a 2021 study after like 5 years of studying.
Okay, statistics.
Women cheat at a 24% rate. Men cheat at a 26% rate of the people they surveyed. And it's 2 million more women. Y'all are just more strategic. That doesn't mean that y'all don't desire monogamy. Y'all want y'all a little flavor too. Every woman that I met at the bar, if I've been so kind to buy a round of drinks, one time they might want a shot, another time they might want a margarita, another time they might want a lemon drop, the other time they may want something.
Oh, so you out here buying drinks, so y'all need to be at the bar with him. Go ahead.
No, don't come to the bar with me, I'm cheap.
And bring your friends. Because you know when you go to the bar and they bring their friends, you know what the expectation is.
I better get you and your friends. That's the expectation.
Yeah, exactly. No.
Where the party at?
You better
Girls is on the way where the Bacardi at. Uh-oh.
All right, let's stay. I gotta keep him on task. Okay. The reality is, biologically, women
have the propensity to want
just as much as men do.
Yeah, to want polyamory just as much as men, and it could be.
But it's probably more like temporary.
Yeah, it's more temporary than anything, because I think
exploration.
Yeah, exploration. It's the freedom of choice to explore different options, and I don't think it's a long term, because on the flip side, I hear women say, I couldn't deal with another woman or another me long term, right? Yeah. So I think it's that dynamic to have the option to and have the option not to.
Yeah. It's a very complicated situation, though.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Moving right along the conversation, where real talk meet real solutions over here at the House of Love. So more women are exploring that particular opportunity, but for women that want a monogamous relationship, what does it provide? And how well do they prioritize a monogamous relationship over something that's just a fly-by-night or a fun thing?
Yeah, I think having a monogamous relationship and having a man that is going to commit to you and only you, that makes you feel comfortable. It makes you feel safe. It makes you feel like you can trust that person. However, most men, they can't do that for too long. And I will say there's a lot of temptation out there too, because a lot of women target men in relationships. They'll try to get you to take them home because they want you more when you're in a relationship. So I think men are more susceptible to the temptation. And some men can do it, some men can't. But having a man commit to us and say we're in a monogamous relationships makes us feel safe, makes us feel comfortable, makes us feel like you're ours.
Men, comment down below if you found that more women are attracted to you once you've been in a committed relationship or once you've in a relationship, now all of a sudden they come out the woodwork.
I already know what y'all gonna say, but yes, drop a comment. And men have told this to me too, especially the men who, there's some men who are not thirsty, right? Some men who will go to the bar and just kick it with himself or his homies and not pay these women no attention. That's the one out of the friend group that the women come to. Mm-hmm. And most likely the man who's just minding his business, staying to himself, is the one in the relationship. And that's the reason why he's keeping to himself, because he got a girl at home. But women want to target them. So fellas, let us know how often, especially don't let them see a ring. Mm-hmm. They can be like, oh, he know how to wife a woman up. He probably know how to treat a woman. I want him. I want to take him home.
And we see that there are some women that specifically target married men, right? For that very reason. Like, I can deal with him temporarily, but I can send him home to his wife. It doesn't make it right, but that's what we're seeing now in this modern dating.
Right, y'all. Why do a lot of women want taken men and not single men? Well, that's a conundrum. Girl got an answer for you. Let's get into it. The forbidden fruit. I want what I can't have. Some women think that taken men are safe. Some women just want what other women have. They thinking if she's with him, he must be a cat. Sometimes for an ego boost. But these toxic women out here. As if she won the competition between her and your girl. Some women like a challenge. This one may shock you. Taken men exude a different kind of confidence. They not at the bar buying drinks, emptying their wallet to take a woman home. Already got one. Because of his perceived confidence, women desire him more. All right.
So let's, real talk meets real solution. Let's say if a woman will go out here and have her like thought era or whatever. And let's talk about Cardi B real quick. Okay. Cardi B and Stephon Diggs. Cardi B was married, got mad that Offset cheated,
still
whatever. Still married. But you go out and have your thought era with Stephon Diggs on a boat with all these other women. Because you have not just did that with your husband, somebody who committed to you on paper, somebody who y'all have kids together. He probably loves you and has a certain amount of respect for you because he put a ring on it. What's the difference between doing it with your husband and doing it with
having a mature conversation, right? The Stephon Diggs offered her a chance to be immature. It offered her the option to choose. It offers her some get back because of allegedly what Offset was doing behind the scenes that she took him back and forgave him for, and then proceeded to have 2 more babies, right? Mm-hmm. But I think it goes back to what we said earlier, having that mature conversation. If you too busy being immature, having an immature mindset, being emotionally unavailable and emotionally immature, then you're gonna feel like, hey, I'm just gonna do it, and if she find out about it, oh well. But if she had the desires to do the same thing, she should have brought it to the table. I think both of them could have had a mature adult conversation that worked well for their marriage.
For let me ask you this: for men, and the men in the comments, let me know too. Do men get more of a thrill out of doing it secretly and behind her back versus having that mature conversation, being like, I want to try polyamory. Can I go out and do me for one night, whatever? Do y'all get more of a thrill out of the lying or the doing it secretly?
Yes, because you can't handle the truth. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. We know that to be a fact. If I came real talk at 100%, like, hey, we've been together 10 years. I want to have some fun. I'm going on a guy's trip. This is what I plan on doing. You're not just gonna say, oh yeah, hey baby, have a good time. Here's some money.
Because you know how we think too. It's all we think about. All the ins and outs. Okay, well, if you're going to do this, are you going to be safe? Or, are you going to be emotionally connected to her? All the things we think about.
But it's not emotionally connection for us. Fun.
But we feel like if you bring, and I understand both sides, and I understand that people should just have the conversation.
That's why you have men that don't mind paying. They just be like, how much? They don't want to deal with all the headache, right? You got some men now that are choosing to be single, not to have the burden of taking on somebody that's emotionally immature, or that's going to take them for half if they do get married and then get divorced. They just come to the table and just like, hey,
it's like in and out.
What you need done, what you need paid. I'm in and I'm out. No commitment, no subscription. Satisfaction guaranteed, and your money or your money back. It's no commitment to buy.
This is definitely it's a complex topic. It's a controversial topic, and it's something that's uncomfortable for most people to talk about. But at the end of the day, we know it's a lot that goes into committing to monogamy or polyamory.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the other thoughts that I have before, we go to the next topic is decide where you are on the spectrum, right? And I don't want to lose sight of, do women want monogamy? I don't want to lose sight of the topic. But the truth of the matter has to be identify with the group that you mostly or closely relate to, so that when men approach you, you let them know up front, like, hey, I don't mind talking to you, dating you, but I don't want no serious relationship. If you say I don't want a serious relationship, men already know what that means. That means you want to deal with us when you want to deal with us on your time. That's cool. So we know, hey, we got a situation or situations going on over here. It's a mutual understanding without getting too detailed, right? So there's nothing wrong with being honest, but be upfront with it. Don't play games and don't wine and dine. I'm not going to wine and dine you and expect monogamy and you really don't want it.
Got it. Understood. Okay, so as we begin to wrap up today's episode, first, make sure you subscribe if you have not subscribed already. Share this video because this is a juicy topic. Share this video with somebody you're in a relationship with so y'all can get the conversation sparked, or with a friend that you know is going to have some thoughts on this. So definitely share the video. Keep the conversation going. But as we move on and kind of wrap this episode up, the question is, do women want monogamy? Some do, some don't. I think what most women want is the freedom to just kind of do what they want to do, and have that flexibility and freedom to own what they choose to do.
But if you want the flexibility to do what you want to do, don't cry about it later. Because if you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight.
Understood.
So do you think monogamy is natural or has it been normalized? Drop a comment down below and let us know what you think. And that's going to end today's episode about, do women really want monogamy? I don't know. Do you know?
Depends on the woman.
I don't know. It depends on...
it depends on if we in public or we in private.
Exactly. But women, be honest. Just like you expect the male of the species to be honest with what you want and where you are in life. Maybe there's a common contract, a verbal contract that you can come to terms with that works best for both, and y'all live a happy and joyous life together. Who knows if that's the right partnership for you? Explore it. Give it a try.
Yeah.
But in the end, love wins.